Evening, I'm Rodney Dunigan. We're working on a number of developing stories tonight, including a focus on holiday travel. As COVID numbers rise across the country and the state, the warning going out to families before Thanksgiving. It's the biggest story in college football tonight. COVID forcing Ohio State off the field and the players out of the facility. Today's game canceled and the future of the season up in the air tonight. The Buckeyes are undefeated at 4-0 on the season, and until this point, we're beating the virus as well. All of that changed this weekend. Head coach Ryan Day and university leaders addressed it all today. The election was weeks ago, but tonight President Trump still not giving up the fight. Tonight, the Biden campaign says it's slowing down the transition process and can possibly impact when Americans can get the COVID vaccine. Christine Frizzell has the very latest from Washington. Franklin County continues to operate under a stay-at-home advisory. Tonight, the city's health commissioner is giving a bit of insight into what you and your family can do to stay safe. We do start tonight with a big night for the Columbus Crew. You saw the match right here on ABC 6. The team pulling off the big win over the Revolution at home with a 1-0 victory. Clay Hall live for us tonight to break it all down. Clay, this was a huge win for this team. The next couple of days could decide a lot when it comes to the future of this year's Buckeyes team. At this point, with football operations stopped, it's unclear if next week's game will be canceled as well, and the remainder of the season is now up in the air. And as we get ready for what's to come, ODOT is gearing up as well, taking steps to ensure the roads are safe for drivers all across the state. Mary Smith following that side of the story for us tonight. Tonight, as those COVID numbers continue to rise across the state, there's major concern regarding holiday travel. Mary Smith following that side of the story tonight. Turning now to the latest impact of COVID across the country, at least 280,000 people across the U.S. have died since the start of the pandemic. And as positive case numbers continue to rise, a number of states are moving to more lockdowns. Rena Roy has an update tonight. From Indiana's star quarterback to a couple of young players who could eventually be stars for the Buckeyes, OSU heading all the way to Washington State in hopes of grabbing 2 5-star recruits to cap off an amazing 2021 class. One a dominant defensive end, the other a speedy wide receiver. Both could end up playing in the shoe pretty soon. This afternoon, officers with the Columbus Police Department going above and beyond to help families in need this holiday season. The officers getting out in the community today, delivering meals to West Side families in need of a hand up this Thanksgiving. The virus continues to make an impact across the country. More than 256,000 people have died since the start of the pandemic. Tonight, though, some positive news. We're one step closer to a vaccine. We've got the very latest tonight from Los Angeles. All right, let's bring in Maria Durant. Maria, we know that you've had a number of conversations over the past few months with Ohio State team doctor James Borchers. Now, he was very influential in setting the rules for the Big Ten. What has he told you about this 21-day rule? Tonight, a disturbing record for the city of Columbus. The city has seen its deadliest year on record, and with only a few weeks left in the year, those numbers continue to rise. More than 200 others were sent to the hospital. And tonight, a major warning from the CDC. They're urging you not to travel for Thanksgiving this year. Mary Smith following that story for us tonight. Okay, of course, this year, because of COVID, we've had limited access to the team. We've had to rely on Ohio State and the crew that puts on those hype videos together. Maria Durant live at the shoe for us this morning with a behind-the-scenes look at the team that makes Ohio State look so good on camera. One man is dead following an officer-involved shooting on the northeast side of Columbus, but it's not the man that police were actually looking for. This all happened just off of Ferris Road this afternoon. Tom Bosco live for us tonight to sort this all out. Tom. Now, the first line of vaccines going to first responders and those in nursing homes, but who does that leave out? Senior political reporter Jeff Reddick live with us tonight with a few answers. Time now for a look inside at Indiana football. Now, this team is on a historic run this season, in the top 10 this week, but still a 21-point underdog to the Bucks. Now, despite the team's success, the question keeps coming up. Are they actually for real? The team is using that doubt as motivation as they head into the shoe this afternoon. A new report from the University of Washington indicates that COVID-19 is the leading cause of death in the U.S. this week. And as the numbers continue to rise, it's putting a major strain on hospitals. With so many either out of work or on tight budgets, charitable giving is down. But as we get closer to the holiday season, the need is only growing. Tonight, local churches and nonprofits are doing all they can to help.
The need is greater this year than it's been.
Vicki Diller, community pastor at Crossroads Church in Columbus, states it plainly. Many in the local community facing difficult times.
I think this year has been especially challenging for families.
The church organizing a major Thanksgiving food drive this Sunday from 10 to 5 here at the Northland Performing Arts Center. The effort to help those without. The church has been doing this for several years here in Columbus. This video from last year's event.
This is a chance for us to say, let's just give you a memorable Thanksgiving dinner. Let's just give your family a chance to connect around the dinner table. And while it can't solve all the needs that families have, if it gives some hint of joy and hope and just peace in their homes this holiday season, we're all for it.
Since the start of the pandemic, a number of charities have seen a drop in donations. The need, however, only rising. Recent community food drives like this one a few weeks back at City of Grace, an example of the numbers in dire situations. Tonight, community groups sounding the alarm and also giving thanks to those who dig deep.
I think from a personal level, it feels really good to know that on the other end of that box is a family that gets to have a meaningful meal, who gets to have connection with their children in a way that I know matters so much to me and my family.
Tonight, local charities are urging folks to give what you can. If you can't make it to an in-person event, give online. They say every little bit makes an impact and can help a family make it through a tough holiday season. Rodney Dunigan, 6 on your side. As the saying goes, teamwork makes the dream work. And now business owners here along Parsons Avenue are hopeful that a bit of team buy-in over the next few months will be enough to keep their doors open and save all of their businesses.
It has become very, very challenging. We are facing the toughest time since the whole coronavirus started.
Shantae Green trying to hold on, but with every day, it only gets harder.
It really is hard to say what we can expect over the next few weeks. If the previous few weeks have been any indication, then it's going to be really, really rough.
The owner of Beyond the Bricks, like many bar and restaurant owners across the city, struggling to survive in the pandemic. Now, with new state and county orders, seeing another steep drop in profits.
It has gotten to the point that it's really bad. Overnight, we went from one day, having a pretty steady flow of customers to maybe having 6 customers in a whole day. I mean, it was that dramatic.
Now, though, renewed hope with a new plan. Restaurants in the area are now pooling resources, sharing the same menus, delivery drivers, workers, you name it. Anything they can do to keep folks employed and keep things running.
We decided that what we would do is work together to have more offerings in one place. This helps us to be able to reach more people, all of us collectively.
This plan is certainly unique. Restaurant owners in this area would typically be competitors. They aren't sure if this plan will work out, but at this point, they feel it's the only choice they have. We'll simply have to wait and see if it works and keep these businesses up and running. Rodney Dunigan, ABC 6 News. Well, Stacia, as you can imagine, they are. Now, here's what this all came down to. The conference said based on OSU's undefeated record and their win over Indiana this season, of course, even if they would have lost this upcoming weekend to Michigan, they would still be in the big game. Believe it or not, the Bucks got a lot of help making this happen from a lot of their competition. This year's OSU season has been filled with plenty of highs on the field and plenty of lows off of it. None bigger than the cancellation of the game against Michigan this weekend.
The Michigan-Ohio State game is the greatest rivalry in this sport. And so this is a really hard day, hard time.
An outbreak of COVID with the Wolverines forcing U of M to stop activities. The Buckeyes 5-0 on the season and clearly the best team in the Big Ten, but were in danger of not playing in the conference championship because of the 6-game rule decided before play started this season. In a move you don't see too often, Ohio State's competition has been pulling for the team this week. Wisconsin Athletic Director Barry Alvarez talking on the Big Noon Show on our sister station, stressing that changes had to be made.
I think we would have to, as athletic directors, revisit whether they should be involved if they don't play 6 games. I think that's something we have to talk about.
This week, Michigan's AD saying the same.
Throughout this process, we have discussed we have adjusted, we have changed. I don't believe that anybody, Ohio State or any other team, should just be punished because of decisions we made.
The decision by the conference could also impact OSU's chances of getting into the college football playoff. The latest ranking has the Bucs in at number 4 currently. In a season of continuous twists and turns, one thing's for sure, fans can probably expect more surprises. And the Bucs will be taking on Northwestern in the Big Ten Championship game. That game is set for next Saturday, December 19th. Fans are no doubt hoping there will be no more issues before then. Reporting live in the newsroom tonight, Rodney Dunigan, ABC 6 News.